But guys, I got a thing to show you guys. Okay, I got a thing to show you guys right now. Now, if you guys don't know Louey7, if you've been around YouTube at all, Louey7 is the absolute goat of YouTube. And I got a really cool notification that Louis had actually reacted to one of the videos, but he reacted to the video that I reacted to. Okay? He reacted to the video that I reacted to. So I thought it would be really fun to then go and react to the video that he reacted to me, of him reacting to me, reacting to his original video. And then we're just gonna see how far it goes. He was extremely kind to do this, but I'm actually really interested. So he put this video out, of course, back before we knew about Before the Shadow. He was trying to figure out Lotro's next zone. He did guess it pretty spot on though. And so I want to react to him, reacting to me, reacting to him. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm really, really excited. I hope that you guys enjoy it. This is Reactception. Okay, this is Reactception here. Okay, here we go. Borrow. Good to see you, man. It is Reactception. Let's start this wonderful video.
So a long time ago, I made this video about what I thought would be Lotro's next zone based on some in-game hints and other leaks. Well, a little bit less than a long time ago, Brightlife Gaming made a video reacting to this video that I made. So today
You guys have to understand something here. The reason I play Lotro is because of Louis. Like, I literally, here's how I played the game. I learned about the 15th anniversary, I believe from a video that Louis did. I watched it. He was talking about the state of Lotro, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. And then I thought, why don't I just try to stream it? We'll just see what happens. That's literally why I'm here today. So this guy is awesome. Like, I owe my streaming career to this guy. So thank you, Louis, man.
We will be changing things up, and I will be checking out his video.
Look at that. Look at the old logo. Oh, it's cute. That's my old logo, you guys. Oh, that's awesome. My new logo looks like this. This is my new logo. That's my old one. Look at that cute little shield. I love it.
So let's get watching it.
Because there's a new Lotro zone. You guys, the closet. It's the closet. Do you guys, okay, give me a wave in the chat if you were in Closet Gang. Okay, this was the closet door. This is before we got the new setup, before we set it up all nice and pretty and stuff like that. No, this is Closet Gang territory, bro. If you were here since the Closet Gang, if you weren't, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. But Closet Gang stuck with me through the closet era, okay? It was a good gang to be a part of, man. Look at I didn't know what lighting was. I also, I put my camera up on top of my computer monitor. So every time I was doing anything, it looked like I was looking down below the stream, which is a really, really stupid thing to do. It's just one of those things. Apparently, and Louis talked about it, and so I wanted to watch this with you guys if you guys don't mind. Apparently, he's got some info on the new zone. We talked about it the other night, and I want to see if we're right. We essentially said that it might be Harad, because I think that they said that if you look at the stable, like if we look at our stable masters map and we zoom all the way out, that that Harad is not there's nothing there, and that's kind of seems to be their expansion direction. It is kind of, you know, we've got Mordor up here. But then if we go down, there's Harad, maybe to the east, But I'm really, I'm interested in it. So it's gonna be cool. So I want to watch this video with you guys. I want to hear what you.
Okay, so that is true that I made a video on Harad, but that is completely different than the video he is about to watch. So this is the one on Harad, and it is about more of the next major expansion or region that they will expand to. Now, the video at this point is definitely a little bit outdated, and ultimately Standing Stone Games has had a lot of different things in 2022 than expected, especially with a lot of lower level zones and no new area for like level cap content. And basically they have just continued into Eriador. So this video is a little bit.
I just got to say this now that I am like a top level person. I have a 140 now. I am kind of like looking forward to the next like big zone at endgame. I can imagine that if you've lived in endgame for a long time, like you would definitely feel that. Wouldn't you feel that like if you lived in endgame for a long time? Like I'm personally super stoked for the I'm really stoked for the Return to Shadow expansion that's coming out. But it's interesting, right? Like now that I'm there, I'm like, oh, now I want to do it. I get what people have been saying. And so Harad would be a cool one, actually. I think with the Muma kill and like the Haradrim, maybe even like the legacy of the Blue Wizards, it could be really, really sick. There's a lot they could do with it.
Bit different than the next zone, just some hints for upcoming content and expansion. So let's get back to Brightlife video.
What do you guys think? I'll check Discord while we watch it, and then let's see if they yeah, I love that they're adding new zones for lower levels. I think they're smart because they know it takes a long time to get to these higher level zones. So what Meme said is true. Like the idea of adding zones for lower levels is really, really smart. Yeah. But let's watch it. Let's see what update 34 might bring us from the lore master of Lord of the Rings Online himself. I really appreciate Louie's content. So let's jump.
Crazy to be called a lore master, but it is true, as I think I talk about in this video. I think the low level content is great, but as even Standing Stone Games has admitted, they've left end game content and level cap content a little bit dry. So it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts on that, because
What's good, guys? I'm a level 34 at this point, so obviously I don't know what I'm doing. The new setup looks awesome. Love the swords. Dude, Baro, thank you so much, man. I do like the new setup. It looks a lot more clean. It looks a lot better. JDM, what's up, Brightlife in chat? JDM, how are you doing, man? How's your day going? Great to see you. Thanks for jumping in. We're reacting to Louis, reacting to me, reacting to him. And I just hope that it gets deeper. I really do. All I want it to do is go deeper. I do love that he's like, I wonder how he's going to talk about high-level zones. And I'm like, I think I'm level 34 at this point. Yeah, no, I'm not... I'm certainly not the level 140 that I am now. The expert at Lotro that did not get boosted or carried through sword halls last night until 1 in the morning. Cool.
I believe I bring that up in the video. We may already know the next zone in the Lord of the Rings Online, just like with what happened with Yondershire. Man, my voice sounds weird.
Yeah. Everybody that makes content looks back at their videos and they're like, why do I sound like a moron? Louis, your voice sounds great, dude. It sounds perfectly fine. You sound great. I listened to myself in this video and I'm like, gosh, I'm an idiot, dude. Do I really sound like that? Why does anybody listen to me?
Recently, I have heard some people talking about the next zone in Lotro being in the Grey Flood River region and including the town of Tharbad. So for anybody unfamiliar, the specific stretch of this river that we are talking about here is going to be west of the southern portion. Very briefly, do y'all like my previous setup that you see in the old video, or the new one better? Background in the current one still in progress. Of Eregion and west of Inedwaith. Presumably, such a zone would fill in at least part of this huge south road gap that we currently have in the game. I also should point out that we know a lot more about this zone. It has been confirmed that this is going to be the new region, what I am talking about. And before I get into the exact details of what we know compared to this video, let's continue watching. The whole
Wait, so he's saying that it's gonna be south of the Shire? Hold on. Let's just give me 1 second. So what he's saying is that it's amazing how close to right he is. Like, that's what's wild. Like, watching this, he's really close to being correct, actually. And I think he actually is right on the money with the location of the new zones. That's really cool. Good day. Thanks, mate. My son had his 1-year-old jabs today. Oh, took it like a champ. Bro, those are not fun. Those hurt so bad. Which ones did he get? Yeah, I mean, my parents always got me a toy afterwards, man, so I felt right. I felt okay. We won't be expanding into Haradrim down here, that we might be expanding south of the Shire, which is really fascinating, actually. That's really fascinating.
Or southeast, but yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to like just stop it, but just that sounds really fascinating. Okay.
From Breland to Inedwaith is not in the game. Something perhaps very appealing to some players is that if Standing Stone Games does this right, that is, it would be a perfect location for an alternative to Moria, where you can, for example, wrap up Eregion and then go to this potential zone that's west of southern Eregion and then straight to Inedwaith, never really having to enter Moria or Mirkwood for that matter even.
Interesting.
I still think that would be a great idea for the zone.
So what he's saying there before, you guys, just for context, so Louis was saying like maybe the newer zones that are going to come with the next expansion or whatever are going to be a level 50 to 60 zone that go around the Moria. Like essentially you can go through around Moria, which I think would still be a great idea. I do like the 1 to 30 zone, but I have more thoughts on it, okay? And actually, before I give you my thoughts, chat, I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think about the new 1 to 30 zones? Are you excited for them? Do you see any pitfalls? I was thinking about one pitfall. I actually had someone on a YouTube comment talk about it, and it actually taught me a lot. But I want to hear your thoughts first. What do you think of the new 1 to 30 zones? Is it going to be a good thing for the game? Should they have gone with a higher level zone? Put it in the chat. Where's the chat box? It's that way? Is it that way? Yeah, it's that way. Put it in the chat box. I want to hear your thoughts.
I think this area is the next zone. Well, let's look at the evidence that is currently in the game right now.
Wait, so what do you guys think of that? That
I
instead
think
of
one
so
of my
essentially he's saying
editing transitions got missed there.
that instead of us getting like a higher level zone, kind of like what Meme was saying, that instead of going to Moria, you might go through this new zone instead, so you could bypass Moria. I think that's really fascinating. I don't know what I think about it, because I've heard that Moria is one of the most beautiful zones in the game from a lot of you guys. I know that when I was younger, I didn't love Moria, but it was because I was scared of the dark.
Ooh, I didn't like Moria, but for different reasons. Mainly falling and not having fun there and not seeing the sun.
Good reasons. First of all, good reasons. Moria is a beautiful zone. We talked about this last night. Moria is a gorgeous freaking zone. It's incredible. It's amazing. However, it is ridiculously long in the story, because you're in Moria, you get through the whole thing, you walk through it, it's beautiful, and you're like, wow, that was a really great experience. And then you go out to Lothlorien, and then they're like, you know, you're talking to Haldir, and you're like, sweet, we get to go into Lothlorien, we get to experience a new zone. Nope, go back to Moria. And you're like, okay, I'll go back to Moria, that's fine, I'll do it one more time. And then I'll go back out, and I'm like, sweet. So they sent me back just to make me excited to come back out, you know. And then they're like, you know what, you need to go back into Moria. You need to go back into Moria right now. And then and then you go back to Moria, and you're like, okay, I'm getting a little tired of the dark. And then they do this 3 more times. This right now, where I'm at in my story, on this right here, Dar Nargabud, bring the hilt to Celeborn. I hope this is the end, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to go back at least twice more. At least twice more. Aloha, Crying Seal. Good to see you, my guy. How are you, man? Athon, Dawnfire, as a Treebeard player, I'm happy to get a new zone. Dude, happy for you, man. Happy for you, man. What level do you play Treebeard on? Do you play at what difficulty level? Because that is a tough experience, but I'm proud of you. The reaction inception is twisting my brain. It's bad. Look at this, man. Look, Seal, you were here in the old closet gang days, man. Back when my background was just a closet and a blue light. Come on, man. Those are the good old days, man. Caledriel Moria is very immersive. When you see the sun again, it's an experience, at least to be lived one time. Yes, you absolutely should. I would agree, Caledriel. But also, like, once I'm out, I just want to be out. I want to move on to the next zone. That does not happen.
So how all this started was there is actually an invisible wall placed in the northwest Hobbit town in Endwaith, kind of randomly. The invisible wall blocked an NPC that people couldn't access, so later this was fixed. Oops. But really, this whole fiasco with that, it made many players curious as to why that invisible wall just randomly appeared. That's happened too many times. And naturally, by pure coincidence, actually, I started leveling.
Wait, has that really happened before? How did they not fix that? Hey, we know that this happens. Should we fix it? Here's my nervousness about the mini expansion, okay? This is just as an answer to your question. I think the starting zones right now are fantastic outside of Arid Luin. Arid Luin's a garbage zone. It's F tier. I don't want to hear it. Chat, I don't want to hear it. YouTube comments, I don't want to hear it. Arid Luin's a garbage zone. However, the Shire and Archit, fantastic zone, incredible zones, awesome zones. I just don't know how good the zones are going to be in the Before the Shadow. But also the problem is that they're going to have to pay for it. Like, it's going to be a paid expansion. I don't know if that's going to accomplish what they are trying to accomplish. Does that make sense? Like, it is, I don't know. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm a new player, I'm coming in because of Rings of Power hype, you know, Obi, your friend, is coming in. A lot of people are coming in right now to the game. And they're like, they get into the game. There's this brand new level 1 to 30, great experience, great story. It's a new place. I just don't know if people are going to buy the expansion, or are they going to go back to the old leveling zones, which can be kind of confusing. I don't know, man. Like, that's my only nervousness for the expansion, is that the fact that it's going to cost, but I don't know how you do it without making it cost money. But it's crazy, man. I don't know. Hey, my man, what's up, Simp? Shire F tier? Get the heck out of here, dude. Just leave my stream, dude. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. What's the new news before the shadow? So I have a whole video on it, but essentially there's 2 new zones coming in. They're levels 1 to 32 or something like that, and then it's going to be a new story, but it's going to be a new experience for players coming in, which I think is a really, really smart move. I will not stand for this Arid Lewin slander. Well, then sit down, man, because I'm going to keep doing it. I would say if he's never played, he'll be fine. For all the starter zones are unique and fun. Even Arid Lewin. Even more combat focused than say the Shire. But see, this game is about immersion. I will stand by the Shire being the best starting zone because it is an immersive zone. It starts you as a nobody and moves you to a somebody. What race starts in Arid Lewin? Elves and dwarves. So do not. He should play a man or a hobbit. But I mean, honestly, let's just be honest. I mean, if we have to have a master race, the hobbit is the master race. Let's just be real.
My minstrel and which may not be a bad thing, and I of course just had to check this area out to see if there was anything suspicious. Well, after a bit of travel, I actually didn't really see much from the Inadway side of things, but I went to southwestern Eregion. I do have too many characters. To the town of Moria.
Let me show. Does Louis have too many characters? No, because my boy made a class guide that has, where's his class guide? Where's his class guide? Hold on. He played World of Warcraft? No way. World of Warcraft gameplay 2019. Louis, can we please play WoW together? That's awesome. Yeah, why I play Lotro, 138,000 views. Lotro guide to all the classes, 115,000 views. Dude, that's good, man. Keep on playing all the classes is all I'm saying. You're doing just fine. My guy probably made some capital on those videos, all right?
Admirable, which just so happens to have a high elevation so you can look over the land from there. And let's go ahead and just check out my reaction for how the land to the west changed.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That is significantly different. You can see it's kind of funny. I haven't talked about this type of stuff too much or like reviewed my own videos, but it's kind of funny how just depending on my sitting position or whatever, how different the camera angle can look. And I also have no idea what's up with my hair. It's probably too long, which is its usual state. Totally...
You want to talk, Louis, you want to talk about someone who's having a hard time with whatever face I'm making right here? Like what am I doing? What is that face? Just watching a video with my mouth agape like I'm trying to swallow a freaking frog, dude. Your hair looks fine. Look at my mouth. I'm like, first month of streaming woes, man. You don't know what you're doing. It's great though, man. What a time.
Different. It's just like giant mountains. And that's something I really did not remember what looking out to the west of Eregion looked like before. So I did not remember that there were like huge, basically mountains like that and that they were removed. That was pretty crazy. Significantly different. This is what used to be here. It is totally different. It's just like giant mountains were tucked away.
It's wild.
So yes, these mountains versus the good old cat cams. Going to try to fix that.
So this is what it used to look like. It was just kind of,
and yeah, I get to this in the video a little bit more.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good evidence, actually.
You know, actually, it's interesting to see this now, thinking about what the zone's going to be, because it's going to be more of a swampy zone, you know, which is really cool. Yeah, so it's going to be more of a swampy zone. So it is kind of cool to actually see that going off into the distance, man. This game has such incredible draw distances. Like, anybody that's considering playing this game, I think that you should play it for the freaking scale and draw distances of this game. It's stupid good. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's really good evidence. Good call, Louis.
Giant swamp versus... Hey, that's a good idea. Give the video a like.
Yeah, wow.
I did not expect this much of a difference. I thought this looked weird, but couldn't quite point my
finger. That's actually kind of fascinating that they put that in so early. Is that normally, and May, you've been playing this for a long time, is that normally what they do? Because it seems like, you know, like a World of Warcraft wouldn't allow you to see Shadowlands or you know, anything before like a big patch. They wouldn't like change the landscape
like that in. Wow.
That's really fascinating, actually. I wonder why they put that in so early. It seems almost like they want people to know about it. You know what I mean? Super interesting.
It's a little bit curious of a point if they actually do this on purpose to give people a hint at what's coming up. Because it does seem like a mistake that the landscape would change so drastically before the update that's actually bringing the new content, the new zone, whatever. It does bring the suspicion that they are doing it on purpose to create some sort of hype or interest or just hints maybe. don't know.
That's called using what you got, dude. Yeah, I mean, I think that they did. I don't know, like, what they did there obviously was input into the live game a brand new landscape, right? This wasn't a PTR. This wasn't a test roam. This was like they demolished this mountain on the live server. And it's an Easter egg, which I think is great. I think gamers love Easter eggs. I mean, you guys remember doing like the old Halo 2 and Halo 3 Easter eggs, like trying to find them and stuff? That's freaking awesome stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that makes gamers happy.
And this is getting a little bit trippy. We have like 4 face cams here. Screenshot of what it used to look like.
Oh yeah, look at
so
that.
Very clearly a giant mountain has just been deleted from Middle Earth. Now we get back to the regular
overnight.
commentary. Now my question is, why has this mountain been removed and the landscape significantly changed into like a zone shape if Standing Stone Games is not planning on adding a new zone there?
Interesting.
And I think that question and that idea is pretty strong evidence for why we are going west of Oregon and Enedway for the next zone coming to the game.
Yeah.
Also, looking into the newly carved area,
did they say what the
zooming way
zone-
in
the
from
zone was
here,
gonna be called?
we can also see what clearly looks like roads and different paths around the
Yeah.
potential. Yeah, so let's hear his
This
comments
looks
on
cool
the
too.
road.
This looks like a great place to drive chickens. Just for future channel content, this seems like that would be a
with the
solid
chicken running.
driver spot.
There are a
Just
lot of
let's
interesting
mark that
places you
down.
can
Let's
go
make
with
sure we do
chickens.
that.
My boy doesn't know about chicken driving yet, you guys. He does not know about chicken driving yet, guys. Louis, if you're watching this, when we say chicken driving, what we mean, and we put it in the chat, y'all. We pull out the chicken driver. And if you got him, put him in there. There she goes.
I will just say there's like no reason for zones if players can't travel on them, right?
Amen.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
as far as I meant no reason for roads. I don't know why I said no reason for zones, but I meant no reason for roads.
Okay, man.
Because it is
We
true,
all
if
do it.
you have roads, then there's no reason to have them if you can't travel on them. Same with zones, I guess. That still does apply. Of the zone goes, it honestly appears
It's
to
really-
extend very
it's
far
because the
west
region
from
was
where
in
we
the
can
game, I was
see,
in it.
but
Oh,
that
okay.
is actually not one part I'm too sure about, because that would be a really huge zone. And yeah, you can't see that far west, and this is where we get into some details about what we actually do know. I already mentioned that this zone is confirmed. I made a video on it. It's the Before the Shadow mini expansion, and the thing with this mini expansion is it is actually level 1 to 32, so it's not going to be in the Moria range. I think I talk a little bit more about that later, but if not, I'll try to bring it up again. And it is actually a very massive region that does in fact extend all the way from Southbury, and that would be Southeastern Shire, all the way down to Enedway. So it covers that huge swath of area. It extends up to Lonelands, Trollshaws. You can check out my video on it that has the actual details that we learned well after this video, which maybe it would be, but perhaps I think the looks might be deceiving from up here in Morroble. And something I didn't actually talk about in the video, because this was more like real leaks from the game data that I just didn't get into details on the video, is we actually did have some people data mine that some items were in the game, or rather were in the game data files, and they were hinting at like Cardalin and areas south of Bree, not just west of Oregon. So there were some extra hints that this actually would be a pretty large region between South Bree and West Oregon that I, again, did not actually cover in the video. If done in
This guy knows so much about Lotro, you guys. Like, I love watching Louis because he makes me feel like a dingus. Like, my YouTube channel is... My YouTube channel is like theorizing about Lotro, talking about MMOs. His is like just everything you need to know. If you for some reason do not subscribe to this guy yet, you have got to. This guy is freaking awesome, man. We should need a collab stream. Louis and Brightlife dominate Arid Lewin. How about Louis and Brightlife race to be first to complete Arid Lewin? I think he likes Arid Lewin. I think he might be one of those people that's wrong about his opinion. And again, we can all be wrong and still love one another. You're valued and loved even if you're wrong. And you know, it'd be really fun. No, Louis and I have been talking on Discord over the last day or so. I think there might be some collab stuff going on. We may have some things dropping. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. There's some good things happening. Brightlife and Louis race to get all the deeds done in Arid Lewin. Oh gosh, I hate no, guys. I don't want to spend any more time in Arid Lewin. Why would I want my first experience with Louis, the legend, The first live experience. Why would I want it to be a garbage experience in Ered Luin? Like, we should have it be a better experience than that, man. Teasers. I'm telling you, man, it's coming. We've been talking. He's a good guy. He's gonna be starting some cool stuff. I don't want to reveal that's all his stuff, but I'm looking forward to being a part of it.
In an ideal manner, I think this potential zone could extend from Inglamithethel in the north all the way down to Inadwaith and essentially just run along west of Eregion. I also think it could be a great addition to potential greater plans to like finish out the southern greater plans portion of Eriador by connecting
that makes sense.
Dude's a
all the
legend.
way. See, and that's basically what it does. I don't think the zone actually connects all the way to the Shire, but we don't have 100% details. This is even based on still leaks, a couple map leaks from Alpha. But from the Shire, it connects. Farthing being the connection, definitely from Southern Breeze, Southeastern Shire down to Inadwaith.
Like a Haradrim area. Do you want the desert? I know a lot of people were excited about that. Like the aesthetic of.
I realize he's stuck on Harad. I don't know if it's because of this totally different video that I made. This was in December, or if like somebody mentioned the video.
No, Louis, I'm stuck on Harad because I'm an idiot. Okay, I don't. My brain does not work as fast as yours does, and so we're talking about this, but I'm still thinking about elephants, man. Like it's more of like, yeah, that's why. Brightlife and Louis race to complete all the quests in Carlin and Swanfleet when they come out. That would be really fun, but that would be like challenging Michael Jordan to play basketball as like me, a white guy who's 6'0". Like, I'm not gonna win that.
To him, and they mentioned the Harad one rather than this update 34 video, but
the desert.
Yeah, Harad would be exciting in the game. It's something I just have no idea with Standing Stone games. There are a lot of potential areas. That's actually one thing about this video. Sorry to keep going back to it, but this video is I actually kind of wanted to go along with the idea of making this video for actually Brune, making it for Foradwaith. Probably not quite as much, but Sea of Nirn, that would be it. Not Sea of Nirn, but Nirn, the area. So this was actually, I had the idea of making this a mini series of videos. It never did work out that way. So the point of this video wasn't to say Harad is like definitely the most likely, but other ones had reasons for them to be the next major region as well. We also have limited options, so it's kind of outside of Eriador, Rovanian, and Gondor. I mean, we aren't left with many options for the next major region. Like,
what if we added Rings of Power zones? You know, like, what if we went to Numenor somehow, dude? Like, just listen, hear me out here. Numenor is freaking awesome. What if everybody's rewriting lore anyway for the Amazon show? What if Lotro just was like, hey, you know what? Like, you know, Eru decided that it'd be really fun to just raise Numenor back out of the water, and then we could go there, and it's just a different timeline. We just don't know. Maybe we go into the Fourth Age. We've already seen Aragorn become king. Yeah, we go. Ooh, or Semp the Great, sunken Numenor, Atlantis. Let's go to sunken Numenor. Maybe we could get some cute Hobbit scuba diving gear.
That. Anyway, let's get back to this.
I'm not a huge desert fan in video games, but I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about them.
Deserts and
not going
Lotro
into
could
Harad
be
yet, because
scary.
it seems like that could be really cool.
But
it even seems like they could be really cool to go like into the Far East where Sauron went whenever he was disembodied, where apparently the Blue Wizards went as well. That would be an interesting lore alternative. You know, they could really stick with the game in that way. That's really interesting. Let's see. I do agree that Moria looks great, but when you
I think that I think this cat wants.
That cat just stuck. Guys, I like his cat. I don't like cats in general. It's just a me thing. It's not. I don't. You're not bad if you like cats, but I don't like cats. But Louis' cats are freaking great. This cat is like, I want to be famous now, Louis. It's my time.
Attention. But I do think actually east of Mordor could be interesting. So more as far as what I know about Lord of the Rings lore, a lot more uncharted territory for me. So that's of course exciting to just think about what it could be like.
Caves,
there's also, I believe, mountains. This might be like way east of Middle Earth, but there are also mountains way east of there. So I'd be curious if there are any other dwarf folk that we are not accustomed to in Middle Earth that could be explored there.
I do agree that
not that anybody's excited for dwarves after Legacy of Durin, Gundabad, and all the dwarf content lately.
We need a Lord of the Rings Online 2, where you can play as the free people, so the elves and the dwarves and the Numenorians, or you can play as Melkor and Sauron's servants, dude. Perfect game. If they made a Lotro 2, you guys, I would never play another MMO. Like I wouldn't touch World of Warcraft. I wouldn't, like, if they could make a World of Warcraft level game, where it's really genuinely like great, the combat's awesome, especially like Wrath of the Lich King era WoW. Like if they could make a Wrath era WoW type game, but put it in the second or first age in Beleriand, and you could play on both sides, open world PvP. You wouldn't even have to. I would spend all my money and all my time
for an alternative. But what Meme was saying before was actually really interesting, and it's true.
Why are you guys coming in with these awesome names? I'm going to call you Bilbo Swaggins now following. Great to see you, man. Thanks for the follow, my guy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the squad. Let me know, are you playing Lotro? What class are you playing? If you're not, why aren't you playing yet? Get over here.
I haven't had any game that I've ever played, maybe besides how World of Warcraft has done the time walking thing. I've never heard of another game before saying, like, maybe one zone isn't the best. Let's give a huge alternative to it. Like, that's really fascinating. Instead of, it's not even like taking it away, it's saying like you can actually just level through an entirely different zone. I don't know if that's unique to Lord of the Rings. I feel like that's unique to Lord of the Rings though. Like them adding it later. That's actually really fascinating.
I still stand by that. I still stand by the fact that Lotro adding zones to go around other zones in like a starting area experience outside of World of Warcraft is unique to Lotro, and I think it is to be highly respected. I think the idea that you can take, like, you can still give people the old content that they love, but you can add new content for people that want more fresh experiences. No other games do that. Everybody just focuses on that end game expansion, the next 10 levels. Lotro is focusing on the journey, and again, that really does make the game great.
Yeah, I personally have not seen that with any other MMOs I've played, not with World of Warcraft. You mentioned time walking, which of course is a little bit different because it's not like adding new zones for lower levels like Lotro is doing. It's an interesting concept that fortunately worked out for them. Wildwood was the first region they did this way. It was level 45 region within Breland, and it was...
There's a level 45 zone within Breland? Wait, what? Hold on. Sorry. Oh, I don't think I've ever been here. Located between the Brandywine River, Trestle Bridge, and North Downs.
Very positively received by the community, so they've kept doing it. Question is, have they oversaturated the low level content, especially coming up with Before the Shadow?
You know, actually what he's saying there, have they oversaturated the lower level content? Chat, what do you guys think, first of all? Like, do you guys think they've oversaturated the lower level content? As someone who played through the lower level content, the only way it's felt oversaturated has been I didn't know that there were some of these zones around, okay? Like, that's what's been crazy for me. Like I didn't know about Yondershire playing the game. I didn't know, obviously, just looked at it. I didn't know about that zone that we just looked at on Google. Like, I don't, but yeah, I don't know if they've necessarily oversaturated it. But what he's saying is fair. Like, I'm saying that, yes, I'm sorry. I do think that there's a possibility they've oversaturated it because, like, obviously I missed a lot of these zones. You know what I mean? What I'm really worried about is that they will drop this new zone and it will not be readily apparent to new players that the new zone is there. That would be my only big worry. I don't know if I'm overreacting. Maybe they'll make it super simple to see, but yeah, that would be a bummer.
Don't know, but interesting.
Did you chicken drive off of Weathertop? I did not yet, and that needs to happen. I don't
been
know
a while.
why I've waited. I don't know why I've waited. Make a video, top 5 places to chicken drive. I will do that. That's a good idea. Let's keep watching.
And having the South Road be complete from all the way down to Innisfail. So if any of that speculation is the case, time will tell.
And it did
so
tell.
On top of all of that, we also do know that all new zones in 2022 will be sunny skies and not like darker. See, the thing about this is actually in June that I made the video, but what we knew about 2022 from 2021 was not actually quite the same as what we got. I believe Standing Stone Games talked about not like intending to expand in Eriador, yet they have expanded in Eriador, actually expanding, not just filling gaps. So it's kind of interesting. Probably perhaps a shift actually from their initial design plans to what we are getting.
Well, I think that the reason that they did this was, you know, initially there wasn't a initially, you know, it really is all about Rings of Power. Let's be honest. I mean, the regardless of whether you like the show or hate the show, the reality is it's driven a lot of hype to the Lord of the Rings IP in general. And so, you know, back in 2021, nobody knew how big Rings of Power was going to be. You know what I mean? And so what happened is they were not going to expand into Eriador. My guess is they were probably going to expand into Harad or into their next big expansion. They were going to bring some new things, but Rings of Power comes out. I would bet you money that if you could talk to a dev from Standing Stone Games, you would learn that when they started to realize how much money Bezos was spending on this show, when you started to realize the promotion for Amazon, that they went, we've got to make a better starting experience, because our primary people that are going to come from the Rings of Power are going to be the returners. Unless we spend some massive amount of money on marketing, they're going to be coming from Rings of Power. They're going to be returning to us. I mean, I would think that at the end of 2021, they were like, scrap it. We're going with a 1 to 30 zone. We got to give a better starting experience. And that's why I think, and it's why I think genuinely that like you even see some like oversights, like the fact that they're going to ask new players, returning players, to pay for an expansion to a free game to get the new starting zone. They're going to miss it. I think they're going to miss it. But I think that that's because it's probably had to go very fast. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I don't know if that's true.
Or that this area would fit that criterion. Okay,
cool.
So given all of that and yeah, sunny sky zones, I agree with him that sunny skies are always great.
Always better.
And the drastically changed landscape, I think it is safe to assume that this is going to be the next zone.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, it would also be perfect for an
yeah.
alternative True, to it Moria was by covering levels safe 50 to to assume 60, and it's which confirmed. if Standing Stone Games paid any attention at all to their player base, they would know this has been requested by players for many years now.
Really?
And now you all know why I was actually a little bit disappointed initially, if you saw my early content on Before the Shadow when they officially announced the mini expansion, why I was a little bit disappointed with the level range. Really, this area would have been perfect for a Moria alternative, and
Ref, thank you for the follow. Is an expansion for Lotro happening? A mini expansion is happening, if you'd believe it. We're getting a mini expansion. The mini expansion is going to be levels 1 to 30. It's going to be just south of Bree, and it's going to give players a new starting zone experience. Now, what Louis is saying here is really interesting. He was disappointed initially. I'm interested to see if he's like changed his mind on his disappointment. I would personally rather have had a new player starting experience, to be honest with you. I think it's more important to the health of the game than a Moria expansion. I think everybody's gone through Moria before, and it's kind of just like you just get through it, you get done with it, and a lot of people really like the Moria. So I'm wondering if he changes his mind. We'll see. But even if he doesn't, hey man, I'd actually be interested in hearing why.
just as I said in the video, it's been something that I have seen requested over and over and over again, especially with the addition of Wildwood in some of these lower level regions. It's just popped up a lot that people want Moria alternatives. I know some people like Moria, and that's great. Even nowadays, I enjoy Moria, but having an alternative to it would also be great.
Now, here's what I think they should have done, okay? Because I'm going to sit here and actually agree with what he just said there. Players want an alternative to Moria because Moria is a little bit, unfortunately, this is just the reality. The reality is, like, Moria is a little dark. It's like underground for a long time. The story goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. What I think they should have done, and let me know if you guys think this is a good idea, is I think Lotro should have released Before the Shadow, okay? And they should have released 2 new zones. They should have released Cordovan, which is the one, not Cordovan, that's the dev. What's the new zone called? Either way, they should have released that one that has a little bit of the Barrow Downs in it. It's got a great story. You could really just enjoy that. 1 to 30. Cardalin, thank you, Naru. Great to see you again, by the way. Cardalin, and they should have had it go from levels 1 to 30, 32 or whatever, and then their second zone that they should have released should have been an around Moria zone, somewhere where you could level from 50 to 60 and enjoy like maybe an overground experience. But they should have only made you have to pay for the levels 50 to 60 content. That should have been the only one that you have to pay for. Because again, I'm really, really worried that you're going to get a lot of players that return that either A, aren't going to know about the new zone, or B, are going to hear, I could either level through the Shire for free, or I could pay for this Cardalin zone. I've never heard of Cardalin. Where the heck is Cardalin? And they're going to come in and they're going to miss this zone. And if the zone is a better experience, gives them a better and better chance to actually stick with the game. That is my little worry, is that they will miss the zone entirely, and maybe they'll, you know, a lot of people, you guys might be a little wrong. I got to be honest with you. I disagree with you, but some people don't like the Shire leveling, you know? Some people don't like Arid Lewin leveling. And so they try to level through it. They don't stick with the game, and then you lose that player. That would be a bummer.
Personally, I would be very excited for a Moria alternative as well, even though nowadays I kind of actually do like Moria. And actually, if you haven't checked it out yet, I had a very...
So it's fascinating. So the player base has been kind of craving against Moria for a while. Is that what he's saying? Is that accurate for you guys? Have you guys noticed that? Like,
I'm curious what
been like, yeah, Moria's too dark. It's not good enough. Like the aesthetics.
They should have released Cordovan, which is the one. Not Cordovan. That's the dev. What's the new zone called? They should have. Can someone make an animation where it's just Cordovan getting released from a prison by Severlin? Gosh, that would be so funny, man. They should have released Cordovan. Just him in a prison cell. Like, you can't leave. You have to run our Lotro Twitter forever.
Very good. Like, has that been something that's been the case before? Maru says, I think Harajima would be a good expansion, but not just a small region. Oh, okay, so this is...
Yeah, for Harad, it would have to be, I mean, that's a major area. It's big as, like, Rovanian. Depending how far down you go, I believe there's, like, far...
Bro, Umbar. Oh my gosh, you guys, listen. Here's the move. Umbar. You get to defeat the Corsairs of Umbar. Okay, you got it. Follow me. Then somehow, this is the jump. I will admit there is a narrative leap here. You destroy the Corsairs of Umbar, but somehow the Corsairs were learning how to make submarines. You feel me? They were learning how to make submarines. Then you go to the lost city of Numenor, which sunk in the sea. Profit. Perfect expansion.
Harad as well, and even Khand, which technically would be different than Harad, but I think that's far to the east, southeast of Mordor. But either way, it's like a region, Eriador size, Rovanian size, Gondor size.
It's like a small region update. Okay, I'm understanding now. Sorry, I'm so new to the game. Harad should be as big as Moria at least.
It would be, Harad would be, probably have to be split in two parts, and multiple expansions worth of content would be my guess for like the general size of it. I mean, you can just look at the map or look at the Stable Masters map to see relative size of Harad.
Least, but not as big as Rohan, but still
not as big as Rohan. I wonder if they're talking about Rovania, and one of his viewers in the chat is talking about Harad should be as big as Moria at least, but not as big as Rohan, but still big.
You got Maru, dude. Maru, you're getting shouted out by the man, the myth, the legend, Louis himself.
I wonder if they're talking about a Harad zone or Harad as the broader region that is down south of Gondor.
Still big. Oh man, I can't wait to get to Rohan. That's gonna be really fun. Yeah, I agree with you.
Oh, at this point, he hadn't gotten to Rohan yet.
So this isn't like any sort of expansion. This is just like a basic update.
The only odd thing about this update is it seems to go against what Standing Stone Games said was their plans last year, where they... Oh yeah, I forgot I actually talked about that in this video. I know I've talked about it a lot in this video, that it's gone against what it seemed like Standing Stone Games' plan was, so let's hear that. You mentioned it's like possible that they would have more non-level cap zones like Wildwood was the original one, and they weren't really planning on doing much in Eriador, expanding out from Eriador, and just generally like working on the west. But with that was a really weird pause. I don't mean to analyze.
It's an Altoid, not drugs. I gotta say it. It's important. It's an Altoid.
My own commentary, but and just generally like okay, that was just an awkward west cut. But with the angle of Methathel and Yondershire, both of those we had as non-level cap zones earlier this year, they somewhat go against that, at least being, as I mentioned, non-level cap zones and filling.
Well, and I think one thing for Standing Stone they're probably paying attention to is like what their viewers like, and if their viewers, if what he's saying is true, and people have been asking for non-dark zones for a while. Desert locations in video games, if you notice, like there are some, but they can be pretty bland.
Yeah, deserts, especially if they like simulate the dustiness that a desert can be, like blowing sand basically. It can be dusty and dark, so that is definitely true. A desert zone doesn't necessarily have to be bright, although it definitely could be. I mean, you can just have different styles, different themes. It really ultimately depends on how Standing Stone Games would implement it.
That's a good point. That is a good point. And I was playing this before I went to the Misty Mountains. Okay, I was in Anuminus here, which is in Lake Everswim. Okay, so when I said a desert zone may not be great, I had not experienced the Misty Mountains, and here's why I think that matters. The Misty Mountains have this. If you guys have leveled through it, they have this really cool blizzard effect that comes in. Not the game company. Yeah, World of Warcraft just enters into the Misty Mountains, just orcs and humans and night elves. No, but this blizzard effect happens where like the screen will like get really opaque, like it gets white out. That's really cool because the dynamic weather effects really add to the zone. I think Standing Stone could do a great job with a desert zone if they added that dynamic weather. If they added sandstorms, if they added things where even if it was like a massive rainstorm where like, because they just do such a great job with water. Like what if like there were lots of little puddles over time? I think that could be a really cool thing that they could play with.
I find this, I wasn't expecting this so much going into this video, but all the talk about Harad in the desert, it's bringing that back to me and kind of interesting to hear about again.
Have to work really hard to make a desert zone work. Like I don't know if you guys can think of an example, but like I don't think...
With Lotro being such a cluttered game, yeah, would definitely be interesting to see how a desert zone would work in Lotro.
That's true.
I think I know of a lot of games that would say like the desert zone in the game, like an action RPG or like an MMO is like a real highlight. I've never had Tanara Zone. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There definitely are
somebody
some,
actually
but
mentioned that
I'm saying
in this chat.
For the most part, you don't get a lot of that.
Badlands, that's perhaps a little bit different than pure desert, but it's definitely desert-like at the very least.
I haven't been to Badlands yet.
I think Badlands and WoW could be considered desert. Also had fun in that zone.
Oh, and WoW.
Off the top of my head, I'm not really thinking of many others.
Which is fascinating.
I feel that.
Technically, Foragel, I believe, is described as a tundra endgame, even though the weather in it doesn't really match that, but tundra is just a frozen desert, really.
I feel like we're in like Ecology 101 with Louie, and I love it. I want him to teach me all the things, man. Just keep it going, bro. Just give me the knowledge.
And I love Foragel, so
I love Foragel too.
Think about. That's totally different than the type of desert we're talking about here, though. And gaps in Eriador. So really, that may just mean that Standing Stone Games has changed their plans due to very positive reception with Wildwood and players loving filled in areas between zones already in the game, rather than like extending the zone network out and creating even more gaps.
Oh my gosh, Brightlife, dude, listen, baby Brightlife, come here, baby Brightlife, I need to talk to you for a second. Baby Brightlife, I need you to stop the video when you're reading chat, okay? I need you to stop the video when you're reading chat. Stop reading chat while Louie is talking, dude. Okay, we got this. We good? Okay, we're good. I had to talk to Brightlife there for a second because that was a... Yeah, sure, send it my way.
For me, I personally do enjoy these types of things. Yes, I saw those same, presumably the same screenshots. I think they were on the Lotro forums. To see where we go next and for like the next zone as far as... sometimes my transitions in the video, so like that was supposed to be a cross dissolve there. Sometimes they don't quite go through and it's a little jarring.
Same, dude. You have no idea how many times I will like rush to put out a video. It gets a crap ton of views, like 5,000-6,000 for me. It gets like 5,000 or 6,000 views, and then I'm watching it, and like it's like I say something, but it's so dumb, dude. I hate that crap so much, man. I hate it so much. You have no idea the pain, and people probably don't recognize it because it's just like a 1 or 2 word, like you slip or you put the edit wrong. I feel you, Louie. I'm right here.
After good and bad are concerned.
I think what he's saying is good.
That said, if there's no new level cap content at some point, it's probably going to get a little bit boring, and well,
you know,
not just probably, in my opinion, has, and it sounds like for other people that is the case as well. This was, of course, back in June, and I think even at that point it was starting to get stale to some people. So we're here 3 months later and still.
I think we might be about to have our first drama alert here, guys. I think I might disagree with him in this original video. I'm interested to see how he takes it, man. The Lone Lands is awesome, great questing. No, you guys, the Lone Lands. Okay, look, the Lone Lands is fine. It's a C tier zone. It's not an F tier. It's not a D tier. It's not Arid Lewin. I mean, my goodness, but it's not the best zone. And I think that like it's called the Long Lands not because like it's just it's a gruel to get through, man. You know, Bingo Boffin got Lone Lands a restyling. Really? How?
not going to have. We'll have some new level cap content, but no new level cap zone.
What he's saying is there's no new level cap content. I don't know if I disagree with Louis here, but like I think that if Standing Stone is doing what I think they're doing, just from like a strategic gameplay standpoint, you probably got most of the people that are at end cap, right? Like they're at end zone right now. They're probably locked in. You know what I mean? Like you're probably not going to get a lot of people churning over and quitting at 140. You know, like they've already done it. They've been there.
That is a good point with Lotro. I think the way the game is, it does seem like not many people just like quit that are at end game. It seems to be a game where a lot of people do create alts, but of course I can't know for sure what the numbers are, and really only Standing Stone Games knows that.
They're like, they could probably.
And now at this point, because they have admitted that they kind of dropped the ball with in-game content, I think that's even the phrasing used by, I forget exactly who, it is something that they are aware of, and perhaps they actually did take a little bit of a hit due to end-game just being stale.
Yeah. Probably add a new raid or something like that, or a new dungeon. But I feel like if right now, Standing Stone's strategy has to be focused on the new player experience. You've got to focus on someone's first month in this game, and I think
True.
And see, that is a great point, because I do have to bring this up. I know some people have gotten tired about it, but with Rings of Power and potential interest driven to Lotro from that, it is something that they are probably focusing a lot more on than endgame players that are likely to return whenever new content is added, or just stick around and make new characters or something like that. Find
I'm not the only one who says it, chat.
Other stuff to do in the game.
I think the fact that they're focusing on a level 50 area is really smart, actually. I think it's really
focusing on a level 50 area, not quite. Even newer player, like lower level player than that.
Smart, I think, because again, as you think about people coming in, let's just say that, you know, Moria is what I remember. Moria, from what I remember, is very like it is very dark. It's very cramped. It doesn't like fit everyone's aesthetic. And you probably would get a lot of people who would get to level 50 and then be like, I don't really want to level 10 levels through Moria. I want to do some more bright.
That is a great point, Standing Stone Games.
Right.
You should listen.
Place. Like, I think that could be really, really interesting. I think that could be really...
We've already established, Louis, that I'm an influencer, okay, man? We've already established that I tell Severlin to get on the Lotro thing, and apparently they start doing it, man. I'm an influencer. Bro, Louis, you and me together, dude. We are going to get these guys... You and me together are going to get these guys to actually listen to us, man. Let's use our influence.
Really interesting for them. So yeah, fascinating thing with Louis. I think I might disagree a little bit with him on that one. How long would it take to hit 140? Maggie, honestly, I don't know. I think May, that's a question for you. What do you...
I get that question too many times, and it really depends how much you play and what you do to level.
What do you think? How long does it
could take 20 years? It could take 2 months
to hit 140.
To see how Standing Stone Games balances that. Let me know what you all think about all this, and if you think this is enough evidence that the next zone will be west of Southern Region and Endoith, or at least, at the very least, will be added to the game in the next couple updates, perhaps.
Yeah.
And as far as this video goes, I hope you all enjoyed it.
I hope you all let me know that you agree.
Please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. Hey, subscribed. He subscribed to me. I just found out.
Bro, are you kidding me? Am I subscribed to you? Louis, brother. But he's not subscribed to me. Is this what heartbreak feels like?
I'm not subscribed to him. You better subscribe as well.
Guys, I'd like to announce my retirement from Lord of the Rings Online. I've peaked. That's it. I'm done. Except the great beef. I know. What if Louis should have come at this? We should have played this in a PR way, man. He should have come at this like freaking angry, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he should have come at this with like just pissed. And then we would have gotten the beat. We would have gotten the drama clicks, man. Those are real.
Oh,
subscribe. Always like it. Always like it. Thank you, Louis.
Ooh,
hey,
I
you guys
had
have not
good background music for the end screen there.
Louis,
I don't know exactly what that was, but it's
awesome.
different.
I really appreciate his content. In fact, his content was one of the ones that got me back into the game. So if you guys have enjoyed watching me, it's a lot because of Louis. So
I appreciate all these compliments from Brightlife
I think that's good, actually. I think it's a good thing that they're focusing on that 50 to 60 mark, especially if that's been a pain point for people before, because when September comes, and again, it kind of makes me think when September comes, the crowd that's going to matter the most to the survival of this.
But it's actually going to be a little bit later than September, and
this game is really going to be very important. It's going to be really, really important for them.
Also, I just realized this. I know this video has been going on for a long time, but it's nice to see somebody playing a warden. Hopefully Brightlife is enjoying the class.
To grab that player base of like...
Warden is the only class in the game that matters. Thank you. I'm just kidding. That's just a hot take.
Like just jumping in, you know, and I would assume, you know, by the time you get through level 60, you've played through the original expansion. You've played through not only the original expansion, but you've played through, you know, a little bit of Moria or this new zone, and you're probably locked in at that point. You like the story enough. Like, it's a really fun place to do. I think that's really important, and so I'm glad that they're focusing on that. I think that's really smart. And Meme said this. That's a really good use for Mithril coins. It's the only good use for Mithril coins. Let's be honest, man. Pay to win, baby. Earlier, it just further emphasizes their desire for people to play in the world more than the dungeons and endgame, and I totally agree. I totally agree. I think that that's super fascinating. So these are apparently the screenshots in the zones, which is pretty cool.
Oh yes, those are screenshots that I have seen. They look at least very similar to some that were shared. I believe the Lotro forums, but it could have been somewhere else or some Discord server.
It's a little bit like a foil to.
But yeah, there's Hobbit Village, and of course we have all this information a little bit more officially released now, and even more detailed leaks with it.
Now, the one thing that I've noticed.
That cat loves him, dude. That's how you know he's a good guy. My cat will let me.
Let's try to watch the rest of this video.
Notice with Lord of the Rings Online, sometimes
there's the old Eriador map.
It's hard to know where
that's really cool.
I know that when I hit like 38, I was like, where should I quest? And I only knew it because like I asked some people in the Discord, or maybe someone in the game. It's like, where should I quest?
That is a good point. I just made a whole leveling guide and to cover like the different...
You guys, he didn't just create a leveling guide. Louis created a freaking hour-and-a-half masterpiece on how and where to level, dude. It is fully edited. Like I'm talking like jump cuts and freaking and B-roll and I'm not a Bloodborne and Louis make me feel like I should just stop making Lotro videos because they're so good at what they do. If you need a leveling guide, go check out Louis' channel.
Zones by level, because the game is not clear on where you should go and even when you should go there, what level you should go there, how to start the quest there, different things like that. There's a little bit of an exploratory element that I suppose could be fun for some new people.
Yeah.
But also it just seems to create a lot of confusion. I think the game could be a little bit better about introducing you to zones. It does have like the introduction to the zone quest, but I don't think those quite do it all the way.
Right, I would agree.
They said, hey, go to a Numinous to grab another level before your next thing. So I think they've got to make sure that they make it really clear. But I am really encouraged about that. That makes me excited.
Hey, thanks for watching.
I have no idea how far Brightlife has progressed. For some reason, I thought he was already past Rohan, but...
Mike, I thought I was past Rohan. Dog Lou, I appreciate that, man. That's a huge vote of confidence, but it is very misplaced. No, I wish I was past Rohan. That sounds great. But no, I am not even through Moria yet, my guy. Your boy Brightlife he's been taking his sweet time, okay?
Yeah, if he was excited for a level 50 alternative to go through on his character, unfortunately won't be able to do that. But I do want to say that I appreciate Brightlife making this video and reacting to mine. It's one of those types of things that just makes me, even for my very small channel, feel a little bit more established.
What are you talking about? 12,000 subscribers. Get out of here,
At least as a Lotro content creator. So I really do appreciate that. And it was nice to see. I know this was made a long time ago, like 3 months ago, and I'm just now getting to this. I briefly glimpsed at the video. It was actually way back in July and made a comment, but now I'm properly getting to reacting to the reaction.
Wait, did he really make a comment?
But yeah, it's also just interesting to go back and look at an old video and see how things are different 3 months later. Now, I know this was different for my channel, but please do let me know what you thought about this video, as well as Brightlife's video, and maybe even the old video and how things have changed. And with that, if you all did enjoy this and perhaps maybe want content like this in the future, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for watching, everyone.
Dude, that was really good. That was, first of all, really good. Louis, thank you so much, man, for reacting to my video. I can't tell you, like, I felt a little starstruck yesterday. So thank you, and thank you again, man. That was awesome. And Louie's a great content creator. For some reason, if you guys don't follow him, man, please feel free to. He's got a great leveling guide and all that stuff. But hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I want to let you know a couple ways to connect with me. First of all, we got an awesome Discord in the description. We've got a Patreon if you'd like to give to the channel and help support more video creation. And I am live on Twitch quite often over at twitch.tv/Brightlife community. Would love to see you there. Always love interacting on those live video streams. But I hope you have an incredible day, my loved and valued friend. Have an awesome one.